Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of News in Motion. Today is Tuesday, January 30th, 2024, and we are here live at 7:25 a.m. If you are catching us on the replay, whether it be in the afternoon, the evening, or near the nighttime, we just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for your love and support here over at News in Motion. If this is your first time tuning in, we just want to say welcome. And News in Motion is a news media outlet with relevant commentary and call to action. We can be found on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or any audio or podcast platforms. Today is That's Happening Tuesday, and momentarily we will be joined by the one and only Miss Gail. Be sure that you grab your pen and paper and invite a few friends to let them know that That's Happening Tuesday over here on News in Motion. Good morning to you, Miss Adrian and Miss Marianne Jackson, tuning in through YouTube. Came in here right on time. Y'all, usually the YouTube viewers are coming in at the crack of dawn before the rooster crows and all of that. So we're just glad to see y'all in the chat room. We're glad to see you in the chat room. We're waiting for a few more people to roll up in here. Good morning, Miss Regina Shorts, tuning in through YouTube as well. Where some of our Facebook viewers? We got anybody over here on LinkedIn too? Let us know that you're tuning in this morning. Unless you're driving, keep your eyes on that road, as Miss Gail Deli says. Keep your eyes on the road in case you are driving. All right. And if you're dropping off the kiddos for school, if you're heading into the workplace, getting a quick protein smoothie, whatever you're doing, let us know that you're ready for That's Happening Tuesday. Good morning to you, Mr. Robert Holman. So, without further delay, y'all know what we do over here. Let's get ready for some News in Motion.
News in Motion.
I know I'm not Miss Gail Deli, but I just had something quick to say. And I'm going to bring Miss Gail Deli on here because I need her input. So, good morning, first off. I know we usually start the show with you, but something just crossed my mind. And we were talking about this before we went live. For anybody who watched this weekend's NFL games. It was the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship. We had the Kansas City Chiefs against the Baltimore Ravens, and then we had the San Francisco 49ers against the Detroit Lions. Well, it's obvious that one, for the conspiracy theorists out there, it wasn't going to be 49ers versus Ravens because the Super Bowl logo had red and purple in it. No. This is what happened. The NFL is too smart for this. Because if we think about it, people, what's the upcoming month? February. We have Valentine's Day, all of that. It's the shortest month of the year, but it's also Black History Month. Now, you also have the Detroit Lions and Baltimore Ravens. Keep those two places in mind. And where is the Super Bowl this year? It's in Vegas. So, the NFL smart for this. It's a money move and it's also a publicity move too. If you were to give us a Baltimore and Detroit Super Bowl in Vegas during Black History Month with Usher performing at halftime, that would be the blackest Super Bowl in the history. That's the Super Bowl everybody wanted. That's really the Super Bowl. Don't nobody want to see the 49ers and Taylor Swift every other ad commercial. Don't nobody want to see that.
Oh, you are hilarious. You went for that reach, but I see it. I see it. You have the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens, two chocolate cities. Okay.
Because listen, if you put those two cities in Vegas with Usher performing at halftime.
Look, Davia said, "Speak the truth, Isaiah."
I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. The NFL will not be able to have.
Lori said both of those games were crazy. Adrian says, great theory, Isaiah. You getting some backing here. You're getting some backing.
Hey, I might tell a joke, but I'm never going to tell no lie.
I love you, nephew. I love you. I love you. Y'all, there you have it. Yeah, y'all have it with Isaiah giving his theory. And Regina says Isaiah is on to something. Marion Jackson says that would have been Chocolate City for real. Oh, well. I'm sorry.
I didn't know a lot of parlays were missed on Sunday.
Wow, I love it. Good morning, everybody. I see you, Deborah Johnson, coming in here. Kim Edmondson, Lori Williams-Wallace, Rosanna, David, good morning. Let me see if I missed anybody. I know Robert Holman was in here. I think Donita popped in here somewhere. I think Latrice Jones popped in here as well. I see my brother Lewis prior to third. I see Pastor Alex in here also. I'm trying to grab it and pick him up from where we left off. Fred Jones came in. He says, but who has the $58,000 for the game tickets? Listen, I was looking at some of those packages going, what is going on? What is going on? I see you, Shardinia, as well. Thank you, Isaiah, for sharing that. Y'all, that's happening Tuesday. And as he just kicked us off, that is happening. Today is Tuesday, January the 30th. 2024. I am your host, y'all, Gail Dudley, and I'm here. Good morning to everyone on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, all the podcast platforms, wherever you're tuning in. I just want to say thank you. All right, I want to start kind of sad after what Isaiah just shared to really kick us off, but we lost 3 in Jordan over the weekend. Special Officer Kennedy Sanders, Special Officer Brianna Moffitt, and Sergeant William Jerome Rivers. The 3 citizen soldiers from different corners of the state of Georgia all died this weekend by drone strike on the U.S. base in Jordan near the Syrian border that also wounded more than 40 others. Families of those slain reservists said they were shocked when uniformed military officers came to their doors to deliver the news on Sunday. So we want to pray for all those families. A report from the White House: a drone attacked on a U.S. military outpost in Jordan killed 3 U.S. troops and wounded at least 34, but the most recent number is 40. U.S. President Joe Biden said on yesterday, this is coming from the White House, he said that the Iran-backed militant group carried out the attack in northeast Jordan. It was the first strike to have killed U.S. forces in the Middle East since the war between Israel and Palestinian militant group Hamas began last October. Iran's mission to the United Nations denied involvement in the attack, while President Biden said the United States will respond at a time and a manner of our choosing. Pause here. I know Latrice is in. I see you, Stephanie Burbridge Hall. We're praying your health, girl. May you get well soon. Latrice said something back in October. Y'all may or may not remember this. She said from what's happening with Ukraine and Russia and then Israel and Palestine, she says there's just something that she was feeling. And now we're starting to see attacks. So y'all just be prayerful, not afraid, just be prayerful of what may be going on. Y'all, good news for those of you who have been waiting. As of yesterday, the IRS started accepting tax returns and will continue to accept them through April the 17th. Taxpayers in Maine and Massachusetts, you have until April the 17th to file their taxes because of state holidays. And then people living in the federal declared disaster areas can also get more time to file. So I know you want to be real excited about that. All right, y'all, this is where I'm going to lay my hat today. There's been a lot of confusion. I too have been confused, okay? And I've given y'all dates. And I'm like, why do I keep seeing different dates? So I really took the time this weekend and I really dug into what is happening. All right, y'all. So again, pardon my misinformation. That's thanks to AI, okay? Even though it's coming from New York Times or NPR or BBC or Reuters or Politico or wherever, all the dates just keep changing. I'm like, what is really going on? So I went to the source. I said, let me just go to South Carolina Secretary of State's state office and find out what's really happening. Let me call them. Let me not look at the website. I'm going to pick up the phone and call the people. And that's what I've done. I did that on Friday. I started doing more research. I was looking at how many people were giving so many different dates, and then how they were coming back saying update to the rebuttal, to the this, to that, to the that, to the other, which kind of like leads us into what is happening. All right, so South Carolina presidential primary. Well, there's two. And that's the confusion. Like, why are there two? There's one for the GOP and there's one for the Democrats. It makes no sense. Like, I guess this is the first time this has ever been done. It makes no sense. So it's really confusing. So hopefully we can settle this confusion today. So if you know anybody in South Carolina or anybody's given dates that are incorrect, I have now the real dates. All right, y'all. The State Election Commission wants to remind everyone of the change. Okay, and this is my notes I was taking from the person I was speaking to from the Secretary of State's office in South Carolina. Now, here are the important dates. You can vote for the presidential primary, but there's two dates, but you can only vote in one of them. Now, if you are a Democrat and you say, well, I really want to vote Republican, you can do that, but you have to do it on the Republican's date. This is so daggone confusing. The Democratic presidential primary is this Saturday, February 3rd. Now, I think I told y'all the 3rd one time, the 5th one time, the 23rd another time, the 24th another time. It's been crazy. So if you are, and if you want to early vote, early voting has begun for only the Democratic primary. This is crazy. Whoever came up with this theory needs to get a brain check or something. So the Democratic presidential primary is this Saturday, February the 3rd. Okay, now the voter registration deadline has passed for that. That was January the 4th. Truth be told, the one for the Republican registration date has also passed. That was this past Thursday. Now, if you want to vote in the Republican primary for South Carolina, their primary is on Saturday, February the 24th. Okay, so let me clarify this again. In South Carolina, yes, Adrian, very messy, very messy. Dr. Annette says, I need the real dates for South Carolina. I'm from there, my family. Listen, this has been crazy. Yes, Kim Edmondson, why? To me, this is like, let's mess people up. I don't know what it is, but this makes no sense. No sense. So again, and this is coming from their State Election Commission. Trust me, y'all, I was like, get me to the person I need to talk to. And when I first called in, real story on Friday, when I first called in and I was telling the lady, I said, my name is Gail Donnelly. I'm a journalist with News in Motion. Yeah. She says, I know what you're calling for. She said, girl, we don't even know what's going on. I said, now that's a problem. And she laughed. I could tell she was a sister too, right? She laughed. She said, let me try to get you to the right person. I got to the State Election Commissioner. Okay. Yeah. I was like, no, give me somebody who knows. So the Democratic presidential primary. So if you are voting for a Democrat, if you are voting for whether it is the current president, Joe Biden, or Marianne Williamson, and then there's some dude from another state. He's a current senator. Can't think of his name. If you're voting for one of the three of them, or if you're writing in somebody, you can do that on this coming Saturday, February the 3rd. I'll get to the locations in a moment, but February the 3rd. If you are voting GOP, you have to wait until Saturday, February the 24th. The registration deadline has passed for both. Now, you don't, so early voting. Early voting started Monday, January the 22nd. I'm talking South Carolina, y'all, if you're just tuning in. Monday, January the 22nd, and it ends on Friday. This coming Friday, February the 2nd. That's for the Democrat. It's okay. That's for them. You had It's a Monday, so you can vote anytime early this week. Okay. It ends on Friday. Marianne says voting days for South. Thank you for putting it up there. So, and then early voting period for the Republican presidential primary starts Monday, February the 12th, and it ends on Thursday, February the 22nd. And then the main day voting is the what did I tell you? See, I'm so confused. The 24th. Okay, so write those days down. Marianne has them up there. We'll try to do something on the Facebook page and LinkedIn page to let you all know. And we will also put it in the Friday rundown. Okay. Again, my apologies. I was giving y'all dates, and I'm not saying everybody else did, but we were all like, what is going on? I went to the head. Okay. So early voting centers are open from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the early voting periods. Okay. If you vote on election day, and I don't know why they were stressing this to me. So if you're in South Carolina or knows anyone who's in South Carolina, make sure you stress the same information. Yes, Latrice Jones, it is super confusing. This is South Carolina, y'all. Presidential primary. Vote on election day. This person was like, pay attention to me when I say this. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. So I'm going to say to you all, pay attention when I say this. They want you to bring your photo ID to the polling place, which I kind of thought we knew that, in your precinct. Your precinct and polling places are listed on your voter registration card. I guess in South Carolina, you have a voter registration card. I don't know how you're going to find it. So I'm assuming, because they gave me this link. So Isaiah, if you can put this link in here, and if anybody else can put this in here, please do this. It's www.sc. Now, get this. They said that SC has to be lowercase. And I was like, does that matter when you put in the URL? But they kept telling me SC has to be lowercase. So SC lowercase votes, all caps, VOTES, all caps.gov. So it's www. A lowercase s, a lowercase c, all caps votes, VOTES.gov. I didn't think it made a difference. I don't know. And I did check, and they looked like they were the same URLs with the same homepage. But this person was very specific to say that the SC has to be lowercase. I don't know. So you can go there and select Find My Polling Place. Pay attention, y'all, it's under this icon that says My SC Votes. That's the place you will find it. They said do not just put it in there on the initial page. You have to go to that icon. So that icon is My SC Votes. Y'all, this is very confusing and very concerning. And then that will tell you your polling location. Polls will open for this Saturday for the Democrats, this Saturday at 7 a.m. and they will close at 7 p.m. And it will be the same on the, what date is it? The 24th, the same thing. Yes, Robert Holman, confusion. So I hope I clarified this. I will type this up and put it on the pages, okay? And then it will also be in the Friday rundown. Very confusing. So they said your photo ID and your registration card. I don't live there, so I don't know if you have a physical card or what, but maybe if you go to that link, it will give you more information. I couldn't put in an address there because I don't live there, so I didn't have an address to put in there because I would have walked all the way through it and given you a point-by-point direction. I don't have an address, so I can't. If anyone has family in South Carolina and you can have them walk through this and you can report back to us, I will report out tomorrow exactly the steps you want us to share to make sure you have it. So y'all, it's very confusing. So there are two. So depending upon what you can vote at either one, you just can't vote at both. So Democrat or Republican. Democrat this Saturday, Republican, the 24th. Early voting has already begun for the Democrats, and it will end on Friday. And then early voting for the Republicans will start Monday, February the 12th, and it will end Thursday, February the 25th. I hope that makes sense. Okay, Lori Wallace says they're counting on people thinking it's too much work and giving up. Please don't do that. No, please don't do that. This is unbelievable. You're welcome, Kim Edmondson. That's what I love doing this. I'm going to dig in. Latrice Jones says, I'm glad we have Gail Dudley to decipher this spaghetti. Listen. I was like, this is not making sense. Like anytime you get USA Today and PBS and BBC and NPR, all with different dates, that tells you how crazy this is. And it's like, okay, we're all digging for the same thing. All right, I'm going to keep going because Super Tuesday. People have been asking, well, my part is Super Tuesday. Well, I'm about to break it down for you. So get ready for this. And then Kim Edmondson has a really nice a calendar that I'm going to also add to the Friday rundown because she sent me a copy. I was like, I've had calendars, but this one is clean. So I will add that to the Friday rundown as well. If you're new saying, well, what's the Friday rundown? Go to my website, gaildudley.com. And a pop-up will come up. It's free. Just add your information and you'll end up on the email list. And it comes out most Fridays. So Super Tuesday is March the 5th. All right. So here are the states who are a part of Super Tuesday. Alabama, Arkansas, Alaska, California, Colorado, Iowa, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, and Virginia. I'll give you those again. For Super Tuesday is March the 5th. And by the way, why don't they just make all these Super Tuesdays? Why don't we all vote on March the 5th and then again on November, I think it's the 7th this year. Don't quote me. All these numbers are in my head. But in November, it's like, why do we have all these different things? Like, come on. This should not be this confusing. So people are even saying, well, and I can't tell you how many inbox messages or text messages or emails saying, am I a part of Super Tuesday? Here are the states for Super Tuesday, which falls on March the 5th. Alabama, Arkansas, Alaska, California, Colorado, Iowa, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, and Virginia. I know y'all want to know more, so I went and got that too. So outside of that, we already threw those dates. February 6th is Nevada. February the 27th is Michigan, and Nevada is a caucus. Okay, it's a caucus. February the 27th is Michigan. I just told y'all February the 5th. I'm sorry, March the 5th. Woo, see what I mean? March the 12th. March the 12th is Georgia, Mississippi, and Washington. March the 12th is Georgia, Mississippi, and Washington. Trust me, I'm going to give these each week. But I just got to put this out here so that people understand. Kim Edmondson says that's why voters get disenfranchised. I agree with you. There's so much confusion already, you all, which says we have to, number one, pray, and we also have to pay attention. March the 19th, Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Kansas, and Ohio. March the 19th is Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Kansas, and Ohio. March the 23rd is Louisiana and Missouri. April the 2nd is Connecticut, Delaware, New York, Rhode Island, Wisconsin. April the 6th is Alaska, Hawaii, North Dakota. April the 13th is a caucus, and that's in Wyoming. April 23rd is Pennsylvania. April 28th is Puerto Rico. May the 7th is Indiana. May 14th is Maryland, Nebraska, West Virginia. May 21st is Kentucky and Oregon. So May 21st, Kentucky and Oregon. May the 23rd, Idaho, which is a caucus. June the 4th, we're done with these in June. Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, South Dakota, Washington, D.C. And June the 8th, Virginia Islands, which is a caucus, and Guam, which is also a caucus. All right, so I gave those to you. Now, I'm not going to give you the whole list each time. I wanted to do that today. But next week, I'm going to give you the upcoming 3 or 4 or whatever. I'll give those to you so you can hear it here on News in Motion. Yeah, this is so confusing. It's so confusing. And a lot of dates have changed. So with that, I'm going to move on to talk about the confusion. They got caught. CBS News reports that the Republican National Committee has pulled a resolution that was considering declaring Donald J. Trump the party's presumptive nominee for 2024 presidential candidate. Now, he was out there taunting this. He was really, to some degree, I believe, threatening Nikki Haley and her campaign. He was trying to get the RNC to just say, just call me the presumption nominee. Y'all, he's even on microphone saying these things, like put her out. She has no path forward. Well, they got caught. So the news, because people were talking about it, voters were like, people who are giving money, and then those who are considered billionaires who have money back behind Nikki Haley said, y'all done lost y'all's mind. The Koch brothers aren't playing with y'all. Seriously, and they are behind Nikki Haley, like all the way behind Nikki Haley. So all of a sudden they withdrew that. Now, Trump posted on Truth Social, I think he was in his feelings because you just had to cough up $83.3 million. So we'll see how that falls out. So I think he was like, let me back up a little bit. Now, he says, while he greatly appreciated, this is his quote on Truth Social, the notion he felt for the sake of the party unity, that they should not go forward with this plan to call me the presumptive nominee. He goes, but I believe I should do it the old-fashioned way, and let's just finish the process at the ballot box. That sounded real good, and you didn't write that. Somebody else wrote that for you. And no, you have not won yet. So I want to pull out this. And I know I'm going against the grain, but that's what we do here. Okay, we go against the grain because I like to have some critical thinking to what we're putting out here. So now the RNC chair, Ronna McDaniel, I think she's dating one of the Trump boys anyway. I could be wrong. Maybe she's not in. That's Guilford or whatever. So no, that's not her. But these are friends. They're all friends. They hang out at Mar-a-Lago. She had early signaled her favorable. She was getting behind Trump, and she was all in for the resolution after the New Hampshire on Tuesday vote. And she was like, "Oh, she ran a great campaign, but this is over." She says, "We need to unite." I'm quoting here. "We need to unite around our eventual nominee, which is going to be Donald Trump." I thought, really? So let me go against the grain. And I mean this, y'all. I mean this. I've looked at this in many ways. Y'all know this is my thing right here. Now, there are 1,215 delegates for the GOP. That's what you need to become the GOP nominee. So far, Trump has 32, and Nikki Haley has 16. Now, 32 plus 16, come on, y'all, basic math, that's 48 delegates, okay? Which remains 1,100, no, 1,000, what is that? 1,000, I have the number, let me tell you what it is. 1,167 remaining. Now, they're saying she has no pathway forward. Well, you still got 1,167 delegates to go. Now, people, they are relying on the polls. We need to have legislation to stop this polling stuff because people become discouraged and they say, well, he's already won or she's already won or they've already won. Really? Because people after this $83.3 million that you got to cough up, they may not be backing you. They're already starting to back behind, to get away from you anyway, and to start backing Nikki Haley. Now, I think girlfriends should stay in there because I believe some more indictments are coming down and some more stuff is going to be unveiled. And honey, she's going to be the last one standing. Now, I ain't saying I'm supporting her. I'm not saying that at all. But I don't think she needs to go anywhere. And she's coming at him hard. And people are starting to back her. So we need to pay attention. So if you have any upcoming caucus in Nevada, primary in South Carolina on this GOP on February 24th. Don't just stay at home, because I believe there's a game changer that's coming up here. There are 1,167 delegates remaining. Anything can happen. Y'all don't play the polls. Don't play the polls. Don't play the polls. Because this is happening too on Tuesday. Last week I shared with y'all. Y'all heard it right here first on News in Motion. I get excited about this. Yeah, Kim Edmondson, the math ain't mathing, dude. It's not mathing. But that's called scare tactics to get her to back out. You got 1,167 delegates to go. That's a far cry from winning the nominee. So y'all, I told y'all last week about the border. You know how he came out up to New Hampshire and shut down the negotiations, and Mitch McConnell came out and said, "Oh, we're not going to do a deal on about the border." Really, dude? Really? Well, y'all, this is what USA Today is reporting, y'all, and this just is amazing to me. So I reported that last week. Well, this is what's happening this week. The Oklahoma Republican Party approved a resolution censoring Senator James Lankford, Republican, and attacking a Republican lawmaker for negotiating with Democrats on a potential border deal. So now we're going to censor somebody because they're about right and they're serving their constituents. Have y'all noticed just the last 3 years that all of these lawmakers are being censored? It's like, what are we doing here? So they can't talk? If they're not supporting you, you don't want them to talk? Y'all, as constituents, as voters, as Americans, y'all, we need to shut this down. Seriously. We need to say, no. We need to go to our elected officials and say, no, this ain't cool. Why are we shutting people up? We saw what happened in Tennessee. Yeah, y'all saw the big three, and they were in there protesting, and they were then trying to expel them, which they did, but then they were able to come back because they knew they were wrong. You can't tell somebody to shut up because they don't agree with what you're doing. Isn't that the beauty of debate and disagree? Let's agree to disagree. Does that mean I don't like you or I can't work with you? That's ludicrous. Yeah, this is crazy. So let me keep going. The resolution, I'm so into this, y'all, because I'm like, what? Yeah, the resolution shared by Oklahoma State Senator Dusty Devers on X, formerly known as, I don't know why they keep calling that thing X. Anyway, accused Lankford of playing fast and loose with Democrats on our border policy. Quote, fast and loose. Lawmakers for months have been struggling, and they had a deal until last Tuesday after the New Hampshire primary, where dude comes out and say, don't deal. That's what I'm running on. I'm running on immigration, so y'all can't make a deal. Are you kidding me? Now, here's my thing. Those of you who are voting for this man, are you okay with it? Seriously, he ran on it the last time, and nothing happened. So all of a sudden, now something's going to happen? So, y'all, the resolution approved Saturday also calls for Lankford to cease and desist, jeopardizing the security and liberty of Americans. He ain't jeopardizing the security and liberties of me. So what are y'all talking about? So, y'all, this is happening. So, y'all, the immigration deal, which has not yet been finalized, was reportedly made it harder for immigrants to claim asylum, makes it easier for U.S. officials to deport migrants who have maintained in the country illegally, expand detention capacity, and add Border Patrol staff. So Lankford was like, I ain't scared of y'all. Now, they had already silenced him, right? He came out on Sunday like, I ain't scared of you all. And here's his quote on Fox News, by the way. He says, it is interesting that Republicans 4 months ago would not give funding for Ukraine, for Israel, and for our southern borders because we demanded changes in policy. He says, so we actually locked arms together and said, we're not going to give money for this. We want a change in law. He goes on to say, we stood on that. And now all of a sudden they want me to be quiet so that they can let their person run on his ticket under immigration. He was like, I ain't scared of y'all. I'm going to tell y'all what's happening. If you had the Friday rundown, the different bills were in there. Hopefully you took time to take a look at it, to see it for yourself. So Biden came out and said, this is ridiculous. He says Joe Biden has made some strong claims over the past few days about shutting down the U.S.-Mexico border as he tries to salvage the deal with Congress that would also unlock money for Ukraine. Y'all, this is the question we need to be asking. Where's Joe Manchin? Because Joe Manchin's vote, which way you voting? Because if you vote, we can shut this down today. But hey, Joe Manchin's quiet because he's on his way out. So the deal seemed to be nearing completion in the Senate before it began to fall apart. And Joe Biden says largely because Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump doesn't want it to happen. He wants to run on it. So there's that. Davia says Langford is the only grown-up GOP legislator in Oklahoma. Though I don't usually agree with him, he actually cares about the people. I don't know if you had an opportunity to see his interview on Fox News, and I'm sure y'all could go and Google it. It was amazing. I was sitting there thinking, shoot, I could back him. What's he doing? Well, let's see what's happening here. And y'all, and then when we're talking about voting, we have black churches now coming out telling Joe Biden what to do. What? Like, understand, he cannot, I'm going to say this again, whether I agree or disagree with it. If we understand law and history, he's the president of the United States of America. He is not the president or the prime minister or what have you, or in government in Israel. Yes, they are negotiating. And yes, he is asking them, okay, can you stop just taking out civilians? Can we have some negotiation? Can we have a ceasefire? He is asking for that, but he cannot call the ceasefire. He can't do that. He can't come and say, I'm going to step in for Netanyahu here and call a ceasefire. They're going to laugh at him. He can't do that, y'all. So black churches are coming out saying, oh, it's going to be hard for him to get support of black people. Look, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And they're talking to third party. Well, people think the third party is going to hurt the Democrats. The third party could very well hurt the Republicans. So, y'all, we really have to fast and pray in this season, okay? And I'm not saying I'm agreeing with stuff that Joe Biden's doing either. So don't hear that. I'm just simply reporting the news. But we need to have an understanding of what's happening. And AJ says, is he spilling the tea? He's spilling something. Listen, if y'all are traveling to the Bahamas, be careful. They have a state of emergency. Gangs, they're like even in hotel rooms, don't open doors. If you're on ships, don't really get off and wander too far. Y'all pay attention. Y'all can go to travelstate.gov and put in Bahamas, and you will see it's like at the top. It's like red, like don't do that, y'all. And I gotta say this before I go to the inspirational message, y'all. Suits, yeah, Meghan Markle, 57.7 billion views in viewing minutes in 2023, breaking a single year record held by The Office, led all films with 11.6 billion minutes viewed. You go, girl, you go, girl, you go, girl. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you deal with the people in UK. All right, inspirational message for today. Y'all know we're rolling out Inspire, call to action. For those of you who pre-ordered the book, hey, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm so excited about it. It's a hardback book. Oh my God, it looks good. It'll be rolling out of here in a couple weeks. So just hang on. Thank you. And we left the pre-order thing up there. I was like, leave it up there. And by the way, I can't wait till those of you with News in Motion who are listeners and viewers, when you open up the dedication page, who's on there first? You all are, because I really do appreciate you. So I started a 12-day, I call it a 12-day inspiration piece. And I think it began on Sunday. So today is day 3, and you can see it on my Medium platform, which is my blog. But I talked today, what you'll see today is where I'm talking about exercising. To inspire people, I've been doing some research, and productivity is low for people. People are hitting a depressed state. They just are about doing a routine instead of really focusing on their life and having joy behind it. So I talked about having some exercise today, whether that's 5 minutes, 3 minutes, doing about 10 jumping jacks, doing some knee lifts, whatever it is you want to do, just deep breathing, whatever, some exercise. moments, and you will find that you are inspiring yourself, and it'll change your productivity level. It'll give you a greater vision. It will allow you to do more things. So y'all, today, add a little bit of exercise to it. If you've got some brain fog that's going on, do some exercise. Do something that's going to make a difference in your life. So, but you can read it on the Medium, the rest of the thing that I'm posting there. I don't think it comes out till 10 a.m., but it'll be on there today. If you have not registered and you want to write articles, you want to freelance, you want to do whatever, yes, Latrice Jones, movement makes a difference. It helps open up things. Check out Manuscripts and Mimosas. Isaiah, if you can pop that image up, Manuscripts and Mimosas. Our live is this Friday. We're talking about book mapping. You can go to gaildudley.com/manuscripts and mimosas, or just go to gaildudley.com and then hit that icon. Y'all join us, because I'm going to give y'all some serious stuff. I'm teaching this Friday. I'm going to give us some serious stuff this week. All right, y'all. I think that's all I have. I'm trying to see if anybody else is saying anything in here. It's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a great day. I'm prophesying that for all of you. It's gonna be a great day. And when y'all come in here tomorrow, I want y'all to fill up this chat with how the Lord blessed you. Don't be thinking about some big bam thing He's gonna drop through the sky. There's gonna be some little miracles. There's gonna be some medium-sized miracles. There's gonna be some big miracles. You're gonna have a great day today. I believe it with everything in me. All right, y'all, stay well, and remember, make some bold moves. We're out.
News in motion.